Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Kindness Rising. We are continuing our conversation this week, today, on just because it's always been this way, when routines become ropes and who shapes our defaults. Here's the thing, some routines, they help us live, and some routines, they slowly start tying us up. The tricky part is sometimes they feel exactly the same at first. We're going to use self-awareness and a little bit of, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Never mind. We're going to use some self-awareness and talk about it today. Those ropes that tie us up on a daily basis. Mike Sullivan, Roseanne Roof, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Kindness Rising.
This is Kindness Rising.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. I am glad you are here. Well, what a heck of a morning I've had this morning already. Sometimes it gets a little bit hectic and a little bit crazy. And those routines that I establish, they help me. But sometimes they become ropes. They become ropes because I'm like, oh God, well, I got to do this, I got to do this. But wait, then I got to ask myself, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? It's become a rope, um, doing things a very specific way. And sometimes I have to remind myself, well, what's the priority? Today was, okay, you got to turn the live on. All the other stuff that wasn't quite going right this morning, my little videos, sound, trying to do some links, those kind of things, they don't matter. I had to go live, so I had to get the StreamYard up. I had to get going up. So I was trying to stay in my old routine of what everything that I do, and things weren't going that well. So that became my rope. Routines are supposed to make life easier. They reduce decision fatigue, they give us structure and make things predictable. And most of the time, and for a long time, they tend to help. But those routines, they have that quiet shadow. It can turn into a rope without ever noticing that the moment has changed. Psychologists actually have a term for this. They call it habit inertia. The brain keeps running a behavior because it's familiar, not because it's still useful. We also talked about it earlier in the week. Status quo bias, our tendency to assume that whatever exists is right and simple, simply because it exists, right? That it's correct, and it's a brain version of, well, that's just how it's done. That's how we do it. That's what we do. And once that thinking settles in without us even knowing, that's when we stop asking why. We stop noticing, we stop evaluating, and we just follow that rope. Sometimes it's small and doesn't really matter that much. Why has the trash can been in the same corner for 8 years? Is that actually the best spot, or is it just the spot it landed in once and never left? Why do I eat the same cereal every day or sit in the same chair? Those are not the big deals. They are just the clues. But then the things start getting bigger. Those questions start getting bigger, and the same process applies. Why do I stay in the same job? Or why do I hang out with this friendship dynamic long after it stopped being healthy? We talked about Ashley Tisdale and the moms group that she's involved in. Shannon Gardner, welcome in and good morning. I'm glad you're here. I like to say hi to everybody when I see them come in. How are you doing, Shannon? Come on into the chat. get involved with Mike Sullivan, with Roseanne Roof, with all the other people that are out there just watching and waiting to see what happens. Who's going to be first? Jump into the chat. Talk about what are the ropes that are holding you in today, holding you back. Certainly, there is lots and lots of stuff to talk about, and I'm going to talk about a few things. We know that we don't get political here on the show, but that we do have to express our viewpoints on things in a reasonable manner and have a reasonable discussion about things and make connections between the things that are going on in the world and our values and our beliefs and the things, the strings, the pillars that we talk about here on Kindness Rising: balance, growth, curiosity, self-awareness, of course, kindness and action. Jamie Holland, welcome in. I am glad you've chosen to join me here this morning at Kindness Rising, to rise above the noise of the crazy news that's out there all day long, the division that is being sown throughout the world. As a matter of fact, I said I don't get political, but I think since that's the subject I'm on, I am going to jump into showing you a video. Andre, what is it, Jamie Holland? Okay, probably disbelief in myself. Yeah, is that your rope, your disbelief in yourself, Shannon? I understand. Sometimes we have that imposter syndrome, and sometimes we have just our own jealousy of other people or whatever the case may be, or that disbelief, like, I don't know if I can do this, uncertainty, right? And that's when we talk about other things like action, small steps that we talked about yesterday, just not trying to bite that elephant all off at one time. How can you break it into smaller bits and that kind of thing, Jamie? So Shannon, believe in yourself. You too have a lot of value to offer to this world. I promise. Every human being has a purpose and value to bring. Thank you for reminding me why we are here. That is what I'm here to remind you of. I do want to share. Oh, how did I end up on the Allman Brothers? That's not what I wanted. Oh, there it is. All right. I want to show you guys something. I know, like I said, I don't get political here. I don't really talk about my viewpoints a whole lot. I think it's pretty clear where I stand on the political side of the world anyway, but that's not the point. The point is that we as a people have to not forget from where we came and what we did. 24-year-old young man. You're a pregnant 24-year-old man. Interesting. That one I don't have any advice for. I've never experienced a pregnant 24-year-old man. My advice for you is to get up and get after it every day. Set a routine, set yourself up for success by having systems in place that can help you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you pregnant yourself? Anyway, we're talking about the the where we came from, and what we remember where we came from. Myself. All right, I get it there. Urea 7. Is someone in the White House cutting public broadcasting? Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about, Mike. But first, I want to get to this too. Thanks for keeping me on track, Sully, because I get easily distracted. First, I want to show you this. This is a video from 1947 that the U.S. Army actually put out. So the same very U.S. Army that we are seem. Oh, what is going on? Okay. Anyway, mission accomplished. Thanks for the chuckle. All right, chuckle. Have a good one, buddy. Here we go. 1947, U.S. Army explained exactly how a nation gets divided, and perhaps you may recognize some things from this playbook. If I can get this thing.
We'll never be able to call this country our own until it's a country without. Without what? Yeah, without what? Without Negroes. Without alien foreigners. Without Catholics. Without Freemasons. You know these Masons.
What's wrong with the Masons? I'm a Mason. Hey, that fellow's talking about me.
And that makes a difference, doesn't it?
These are your enemies. These are the people who are trying to take over our country. Now you know them. You know what they stand for. And it's up to you and me to fight them. Fight them and destroy them before they destroy us. Thank you.
Before he said Masons, you were ready to agree with him.
Well, yes, but he was talking about... What about those other people?
But in this country, we have no other people. We are American people.
What about you? You aren't American, are you?
I was born in Hungary, but now I am an American citizen. And I have seen what this kind of talk can do. I saw it in Berlin.
What were you doing there?
I was a professor at the university. I heard the same words we have heard today. But I was a fool then. I thought Nazis were crazy people, stupid fanatics. But unfortunately, it was not so. You see, they knew that they were not strong enough to conquer a unified country. So they split Germany into small groups. They used prejudice as a practical weapon to cripple the nation. Of course, that was not easy to do. They had to work hard to do it. You see, we human beings are not born with prejudices. Always they are made for us. Made by someone who wants something. Remember that when you hear this kind of talk. Somebody is going to get something out of it. And it isn't going to be you.
Carried on over into the penalty box.
We'll never be able to call this.
So there. I don't know. Okay. What is this clip from? It's pretty good. That clip was from a U.S. Army video, actually, that was showing soldiers why we were fighting the Nazis in Germany in 1947. Unfortunately, division is something that is just being sown all over, regardless of where you sit on your political spectrum. It's just about division. It's about division from those in power who gain something by dividing us. And I'm going to leave it there for what it is. But it always division always leads to bad things, right? Sadness, to death, like such as what happened yesterday, regardless of what way you see that incident. I think anyone with eyes can see that perhaps the words are not the same as the actions that we saw in the video, the words of the system. But yeah, two arms of the same monster. I hear you. Absolutely. And it's disturbing. I have to admit that I have been disturbed over the past couple of days to a week about what's going on. Yeah, everyone has their tolerances, has their thresholds with things, has things that set them off. But I had a reminder earlier in the week of the losses and the changes that are happening in our society. And then yesterday's incident in Minneapolis certainly was sort of the unfortunate icing on the cake for me. And I'm struggling with what's going on in the world for sure. And here's the thing. This is where I started yesterday. I started with being upset at having read again the news, even though we knew it was coming. That by Shannon Gardner. It was good to see you. Thanks for coming. Stop in and subscribe sometime. Subscribe, come back, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We get up with Kindness Rising. So anyway, my week started with not feeling so great about the inevitable vote to dissolve the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. I believe in public broadcasting. I believe in the messaging. I grew up on it in terms of PBS shows and NPR, and and I get there are arguments on both sides of that coin, and I understand the actual real reasons why perhaps it's not a good thing to have state-run media, whatever you want to call it, and also is that the role of government to communicate and that kind of thing. I happen to think in this case that it's tragic because again, the programming, the information that was shared, the communities that were built around public broadcasting and public television, whether it was Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers or NewsHour with Jim whatever, all the programs from the kids. We tend to think of PBS as kids programming, right? Public broadcasting as kids programming, Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers and the Electric Company and all that. But there's a lot of other important cultural thought thought-inducing activity, right? People who actually care enough to have to share a message of information is power, knowledge is power. Anyway, and it reminded me of a video that I had seen before this, and I'm going to show it again because I just think it's really important again for us to see that this fight is not new. In 1969, Corporation for Public Broadcasting was originally funded, I think, in like 65 or 67, and already by 1969, we were looking at asking the question, as a government is funding public broadcasting, what we want to do, is it the role of our government? And our buddy Fred Rogers, who I just think was a brilliant man. Obviously, I believe in the message that he had, but if you actually read about and learn about Fred, just absolutely amazing guy, totally authentic, true to himself, and a unique person, absolutely showing us the way. But on May 1st, 1969, Fred Rogers appeared before the U.S. Senate Commerce Committee requesting additional funds to help support the growth of this new concept, national public television. And here is it. It's a little bit long, I admit, but I think it's really important I hope people will stick around and listen to what Fred had to say. Whoops. Yeah. Is it playing? I don't think it is.
Fact. We in public television are proud of Fred Rogers, and I'm proud to present Mr. Rogers to you now.
All right, Rogers, you got the floor.
Senator Pastore, this is a philosophical statement and would take about 10 minutes to read, so I'll not do that. One of the first things that a child learns in a healthy family is trust. And I trust what you have said, that you will read this. It's very important to me. I care deeply about children. My first children...
Will it make you happy if you read it?
I'd just like to talk about it, if it's all right.
Sir. Okay.
My first children's program was on WQED 15 years ago, and its budget was $30. Now, with the help of the Sears Roebuck Foundation and National Educational Television, as well as all of the affiliated stations, each station pays to show our program. It's a unique kind of funding in educational television. With this help, now our program has a budget of $6,000. It may sound like quite a difference, but $6,000 pays for less than 2 minutes of cartoons, 2 minutes of animated, what I sometimes say, bombardment. I'm very much concerned, as I know you are, about what's being delivered to our children in this country. And I've worked in the field of child development for 6 years now, trying to understand the inner needs of children. We deal with such things as the inner drama of childhood. We don't have to bop somebody over the head to make him, to make drama on the screen. We deal with such things as getting a haircut, or the feelings about brothers and sisters, and the kind of anger that arises in simple family situations. And we speak to it constructively.
How long a program is it?
It's a half hour every.
So I want to jump in here real quick. It's just astounding to me that this was, this was 3 years before my birth. And that these were new concepts, right? And I was the beneficiary of these new concepts. I know that, right? That Fred Rogers helped me to understand and to process what feelings are. We had the music books. We absolutely leaned into his leanings, or into his teachings at home. Of course, as the child of a teacher, I know it was important to my mother that we do that. But this is what public television was designed for. And I fear that with its dissolution, and it's changed, it's evolved, I understand that. That we're one step closer, though, one step closer to giving up on our people, like literally as a government, giving up on the people, not caring. It's painful for me for some reason. This one really got me, this change. All right, so I'm gonna jump ahead.
Now, people in Boston and Pittsburgh and Chicago all came to the fore and said, we've got to have more of this neighborhood expression of care. And this is what I give. I give an expression of care every day to each child to help him realize that he is unique. I end the program by saying, you've made this day a special day by just your being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service for mental health. I think that it's much more dramatic that two men could be working out their feelings of anger, much more dramatic than showing something of gunfire. I'm constantly concerned about what our children are seeing. And for 15 years, I have tried in this country and Canada to present what I feel is a meaningful expression of care.
Do you narrate it?
I'm the host, yes. And I do all the puppets, and I write all the music, and I write all the scripts.
Well, I'm supposed to be a pretty tough guy, and this is the first time I've had goosebumps for the last 2 days.
Well, I'm grateful not only for your goosebumps, but for your interest in our kind of communication. Could I tell you the words of one of the...
All right. Well, that's enough of Fred for now. But the point is that we need, as a country, in my opinion, as a country, to make sure that we ensure that this kind of programming is available for children, is available for everyone. This is why I'm here, because not enough of us and enough children got this, right? Got this idea of processing feelings and dealing with what's right in front of us in a healthy and helpful and kind way. So today's show was a little bit different. I am going to loop back to this because, see what our friends Reggie and Rusty have to say today about the subject.
I like this.
You like cardboard.
Cardboard doesn't whisper kindness into my soul. Who made this?
Someone who wanted you to learn without selling you something.
Yeah, wait. That stuff raised me.
Yes.
So if it's gone, who's raising the kittens now?
That's why we're talking.
And that is why we're talking. Who is raising the kittens now? We are raising the kittens. We're raising the kittens right here. I'm hoping that I can help us to help raise the kittens and leave a legacy of kindness here on Kindness Rising. So a little bit different of a show today, a little bit kooky. I appreciate everyone. I don't know what that means. Okay. I appreciate everyone who came out and listened to the show today and got involved in the show today. People like Mike Sullivan, 5Urea7. What's your name? Surya7. I appreciate that you got involved here. The people are the enemy of our government. Unfortunately, it looks as though some parts of our government are feeling that way too. So that was Kindness Rising for today. A little bit different of a show. I hope you'll come back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, where we get up and get after it, just like we do every day, with intention and with kindness. So my question is, what are you intentionally choosing today to help shape the next generation? Because if we don't choose that answer, somebody else will, and that's a rope that could trip us right up. Okay, bringing it all together. See you tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Stay uncommon, stay kind.
Okay, Matt, we got the memo about the Kindness Rising promo, but what exactly are we promising people?
And is there craft services? Hey, I need snacks too.
Gentlemen, focus. Kindness Rising multiplies kindness and helps people get up on the right side of the bed.
So wait, we're not doing another angry headline show.
Exactly. We rise above the negative, divisive noise.
Translation, less rage bait, more high fives for humanity. And this is live, like actually live.
Yep. We go live on YouTube and LinkedIn, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday.
Wait, if it's live, what if I forget my lines?
Then you improvise.
Okay, so our tagline is basically wake up, tune in, and start your day with kindness.
Exactly. Kindness Rising. Good vibes, practical tips, and a reason to get up on the right side of the bed.
You heard the boss. Subscribe now before he makes us do a TikTok dance.
Kindness Rising. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise.